Alright, hey guys. So I wanted to do a video. Facebook has really prompted me, and Lenny at LAC Reptiles. There, Lenny, I gave you your reference. Something that just chaps my ass. You know? And first off, I hate the word cheap when it comes to talking about snakes or any living animal in general. You know, I get people who message me sometimes and they're like, oh, do you have any cheap snakes? Or do you have, you know, what's the cheapest snake? Or can you send me somewhere to get a cheap snake? First off, none of it is cheap. Alright? It is not cheap to keep these animals. I mean, my last rat order was $200. Each one of these racks is, I think it was 4 or 5 something. I mean, this one was a little less expensive. But the point is, none of this is cheap. Second, these are living creatures. These are animals. Okay? They're not generic cereal brands. They're not, you know, like, oh, you know, Cocoa Chunks is cheaper than Cocoa Puffs. You know, they're living creatures. Less expensive is more of a proper terminology. You know, yes, I have gotten some deals on snakes, but none of them I would call cheap. If you buy a cheap animal, quote unquote, you can't see my air quotes because I'm holding the camera, you're going to get exactly what you paid for. So there's no such thing as cheap, especially when it comes to live things, you know? Like, yes, this male black pastel, considering how beautiful he is, in my opinion, okay, how nice and dark he is, which is what I like, was not expensive by any terms. But he's not a cheap animal. He is not a plastic trinket. You know, he's not a Cracker Jack box prize. He's a living, breathing thing. And yes, he's part of my business, but he's still a living animal. So yeah, he was less expensive, but he's not cheap. So that's just something that gets on my nerves. You know, I think we need to drop the word cheap out of the hobby entirely, because cheap is a cheap word. So anyway, that's all I wanted to rant about. It's been a while since I've ranted. Today's agenda is going through completely cleaning everybody, preventamiting all the tubs, which is like a whole day process, because I don't have enough extra tubs to just do that. I should probably get enough extra tubs to just do the whole thing in one round. But, so I've got to take out the tubs, spray them, let them dry for an hour at least. I usually do about an hour and a half to be sure. And then swap and keep the process up. I'm also switching over to the new water dishes that I got from Pet Mountain. I'm going to see how well these work. They're not as heavy as I thought they were, but they do look pretty round and stout to the ground, so maybe, I don't know if they're going to be able to tip those. But yeah, so that's my rant. That's that for now. More updates coming. I realized I've got to do some snake profile videos on a lot of animals that I haven't even done those for. This girl just shed 2 days ago, and from the feelings, I think she's going to drop eggs. So that's my granite dinker, hoping she drops for me. Nobody else has shed that I know of, unless I missed their... I may have just missed their sheds. Oh well, it looks like she's dulling out a bit. But, I may have just missed their sheds, which means I just got to be vigilant, you know? I got to come in, I check at least 3 times a day now to make sure that everybody hasn't dropped eggs yet. But, I mean, this thing's pretty much dialed in. I set the thermostat for 86.5. It says 86.5 for the probe. It's 87 in the bottom tub, 88 in the top tub, which means all the tubs in the middle will be perfect. You know, I mean, I don't worry about exact numbers about, you know, the mid tubs. As long as the top tub and bottom tub are within range, the tubs on the inside, you know, in the middle should be within range. So, anyway, that's my rant. I'm going to get this stuff going. I got a lot to do today, including checking on my car, having my stepdad take a look at it. You can't see it from here. Here you go. It's right there. My car, I thought it was dead. People were saying they think it's the timing belt. And I thought I had a 2.5 liter engine in the Outback, which is an interference engine. I don't know a lot about cars, I'm just going by what I read. And if that's the case, the engine would be toast, because when the belt goes, the timing belt goes, it bends the valves. Turns out I have a 2.2, which is a non-interference engine, and also the best Subaru engine there is out there. So if I can get it running again, I'm actually going to sink money into it. I was going to get a different car with my snake money, but I'm actually going to put the money into it to get that thing back up to operating standards, because apparently the 2.2 liter engines can and have gone 500,000 plus miles when taken care of correctly. That one's only got 145. So if I can get it back up to speed mechanically, I'm going to then fix all the aesthetic stuff that's wrong with it, like the dents and the dings, and just take care of it. I mean, I can't complain. You know, I paid $3,300 for it. I treated it like it was a pickup truck, literally, like loaded it full of firewood and just beat the crap out of it. And it held up to everything I threw at it, and then finally it just said, I can't do this anymore. But if I can fix it, I'm going to treat it like an actual car and take care of it. So, anyway, I'm done. That was my rant. That's the updates. Keep an eye out. Next couple days, I'll see if I can squeeze a Snake Profiles video in. I'm packed all day today and busy tomorrow and busy Sunday. So, but I have Monday off, so maybe Monday. All right, out.